So, guys, I believe we're going to start off after Rin explained the Holy Grail War to Shiro, or at least a little bit after that. Apparently this is the morning of the 4th day, so I would assume that might have been what happened, but I'm not too sure. I guess we'll find out. I shouldn't even need to think twice about it. I'm a novice, and Tosca is at her full potential as a master and a magus. Considering the events yesterday, it'd be smarter to join up with Tosca. Or we're thinking about our allegiances, I guess, if we're going to fight Tosca or join with her. I touched my stomach, the place I got cut. It's wrapped in bandages, and touching it sends waves of pain and nausea through me. It's only natural. I wasn't just cut, I was almost split in half. Thanks to Tosca and Saber, I'm still alive, but as long as Berserker is after me, I'm a dead man. But something still lingers in the back of my mind. The black giant called Berserker. The girl in white, accompanied by the strongest servant. The innocent, whimsical, and cruel girl, Iliasfeel. Iliasfeel von Ansburn. That's the name Shinji's grandfather said. Emiya-kun, I want to hear your response. Oh, I'm sorry, I was thinking about that Ilia girl. Joining up with you means we'll be fighting her, right? Well, no shit. Yes, she's ready to fight, so we just need to retaliate. We need to defeat all the masters anyway. If she wants to kill us, we should do likewise. Tosca's mind is made up. In Tosca's mind, that girl is just an enemy that must be defeated, but... I know there's something wrong with me for thinking this way, but I don't want to fight her. Emiya-kun, I hope this isn't the case, but don't tell me her looks are deceiving you. She glares at me. She's sharp. I didn't realize it, but my hesitation seems proof that I was being deceived. She is Berserker's master. If she has such a strong servant, she must be a powerful magus. I shouldn't focus too much on her outward appearance. I shouldn't, but... I'm sorry, Tosca. I'm glad you're worried about me, but I can't give you the response you want. This is a serious matter, you know? I feel I shouldn't rush to a decision. I look directly back at her and answer. That is kind of a good point. I mean, you kind of want to, this is sort of something you'd want to think over before you just jump into. Tosca narrows her eyes a bit and nods emotionlessly. The negotiations have failed. Well, you have a point too. If you really want to win, you can't trust anyone. That's not it. I trust you, Tosca. It's just that I can't decide on my own. If I'm Saber's master, I can't make a promise without her consent. I see. That's true. You are a master now. Giving a nod of understanding, Tosca turns away. She strides to the door, her hair fluttering behind her. But just before leaving, the girl who could have been my ally gives one last look and... Goodbye. We will be enemies the next time we meet. Okay, so yeah, this time we didn't actually join up with Tosca, at least not immediately. So that's gonna complicate things. Like the girl Ilia, she leaves a cold warning. And we just skipped another scene. We're skipping a lot of scenes in the Evansville route. I think that's because there's a lot of exposition. Saber just explained the rules of the Holy Grail War to us, apparently. And, you know, obviously we don't need to go over that again, so I guess it's good we have the option to skip that. Master, I've simplified things, but that is all the explanation I can give you. Okay, it was quick, but I get it now. Sorry, Saber. I think we went over this in the Unlimited Blade Works route too, so yeah, it's just kind of redundant at this point if we go over it again. You should not be sorry. If you understand the situation, you should be deciding on a plan of action. She leans forward expectantly. I see. Saber is the same type as Tosca, attack first. That's good in its own way, but I can't decide what to do when I don't know what we should be doing. We should wait and see. We can't afford to do that. I don't know anything about the other masters, and I'm curious about the Ilia girl. We should be going out in search of other masters, but... I think it's dangerous to wander around aimlessly. Damn. Maybe I should have cooperated with Tosca. Yeah, that would have been better. Ilia, what about Berserker's master, Shiro? Huh? Oh, no, I'm just wondering why she's after us. Not only does this route focus a little bit more on Sakura, well obviously it focuses more on Sakura, but it seems to focus more on Ilya too. And Shiro seems to be more concerned about Ilya, but I don't know, I don't remember too much. I know that Shiro is more concerned about Ilya in this route, and it has more to do with Ilya, but I'm not really exactly sure if Shiro ever finds out that Ilya is kind of his sister in a way. And that wasn't the first time I met her. I've met her once before, and I've heard the name Einsburn as well. Then, after hearing the name Einsburn, Saber gives me a hard look. Saber, do you also know the name Einsburn? Yes, I do. Let me ask you instead, do you not know of that name? Well, I've only heard of it. An unrelated guy asked me how the Einsburn girl was doing before I even met her. Are you sure he's unrelated, Shiro? I see. Then you have not heard anything. And I don't know if Saber's really going to tell him. Saber closes her eyes and ponders. This must be fate. You should go to the church if you would like to know about the Einsburn family. Uh-oh. We're gonna talk to Kiritsugu? This can't be good. That priest should be able to answer your questions and guide you to the path you must take. The church? You mean the church where we went yesterday? But he told us we shouldn't go back there unless I want to revoke my command spell. He must have said that for expediency's sake. That rule is only part of the face he puts on for his association. It has no power if you are not part of their association. That is certainly true. Tosca belongs to the Magic Association, but we don't. We wouldn't gain anything from following their orders, so we can ignore them. Do you understand? That place may be a last resort for you, but are under no obligation to follow their orders. You're right, but I still want to avoid that place, and I don't think I should go see that priest too much. Kodamine Kire, that priest feels strange. It's not that I feel enmity or danger. I must not see that man. I'm scared because I might crumble in front of him. I understand how you feel. I do not want to have business with him if I can help it. She declares this with a straight face. That's unexpected. I never thought heroic spirits would have difficulty dealing with human beings, and most of all... Wait a minute. Saber never went into that... She never went into the church with us, so she never really saw Kirei. She doesn't really know much about Kirei, I wouldn't think. Maybe she just senses his hostility or something, or I don't know. Because I know she's never met Kodamine. I don't think she has. Yeah, she never really meets him in the visual novel, at least not that much. I don't know if they ever really see each other. So it's kind of weird that Saber knows about who Kodamine is. I don't know, maybe not even really in Fate Zero do they really have any interaction, so... I don't know, somebody can correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I'm pretty sure Saber and Kodamine don't really interact with each other at all. I know I don't like him, but why don't you? You haven't even met him, right? Yeah, exactly, good point. How does she know about him? Saber hesitates. After frowning, she lifts up her face as if to shake off her hesitation. He took part in the last Holy Grail War. I do not know which servant he had, but Kiritsugu always took him seriously. Oh, okay, so she must know what Kiritsugu told her about him. But I mean, even her and Kiritsugu never really talked much at all, so... I don't know, I guess one of the few interactions they had, he talked about Kodamine. Or she just overheard him talking about Kodamine. Huh? I know that, but what did she just say? Saber, why do you know my father's name? I was Kiritsugu's servant. Emiya Kiritsugu was a master in the last Holy Grail War. He cooperated all the way through to the final fight. During the war, Emiya Kiritsugu saw the priest as his greatest enemy. He believed the priest was the only one who could defeat us. Hold on. Then what? My father was a master in the last Holy Grail War, fought along with Saber, and... he's part of the cause of that disaster? You're lying. That can't be true. Then why didn't Kodamine tell me? Why didn't my father tell me about it? I do not know. I could never understand what Kiritsugu was thinking. But I am sure that the priest did not tell you because you did not ask him. He is a man who will answer if you ask. He will tell you the truth if you inquire him about it. Saber stares at me silently. The meaning of being a master. Her green eyes tell me to go to the church of my own will if I want to know about Emiya Kiritsugu. And guess what we're gonna do? I head to the church. Saber must plan to watch over me since she's following me in that outfit. I look up at the church. Even though Saber urged me to come here, I'm still not prepared. I don't feel like going in there to ask the priest about what happened 10 years ago. Master, I turn back to the girl behind me. I shall wait here. Please face the priest yourself. I know. I came this far, so I won't back down now. Please do not tell the priest that I was summoned. You should not tell him the same heroic spirit was summoned twice. Okay, I'll only ask him about Kiritsugu. I'll be back quickly, so wait for me here. Very well. Please be careful, Shiro. Call for me if danger approaches. That priest makes me uneasy. I do not know what will happen to you if you let your guard down. I feel the same way. Don't worry. I'll escape and call for you if anything happens. I take a step onto the stairs. I enter the church, leaving Saber under the winter sky. I don't see the priest in the chapel. In his place, I see a man sitting in a chair. His hair is golden. He must be a foreigner. Excuse me, is Father Kodamine here? I ask him, not expecting a response. Uh-oh. Yeah, guess who that is? Shiro, you should probably run. You're gonna get destroyed in a minute if you don't do something. The man slowly gets up. At that instant, all my muscles stiffen up. He walks to me. There's something odd about that simple action. He's walking towards me in a casual manner. That's all he's doing, so why am I getting ready to be killed by this man? The man raises his arm. It reaches out from my neck and stops midair. You are entranced by something unpleasant. He withdraws. Yes, that is only natural. I'm actually the strange one for thinking he was going to kill me just because he was coming closer. No, yeah, that's actually a pretty natural reaction. Wait right here. You have business with Kodamine, right? He disappears behind the altar. Several minutes pass. I'm surprised. Have you returned only after half a day, Emiya Shiro? Kodamine appears, greeting me with that annoying tone I remember from last night. That's not it. I came here because I have something I want to ask you. I wouldn't come here for any other reason. Very well. I'm a busy man, so I do not want people to be attached to me. Busy, my ass. He's pretty much sitting around while other people are fighting. Kodamine draws closer, his firm footsteps filling the air. Is this what you would call invisible pressure? He has a severe air about him that makes people conscious of their weakness. It must be a good characteristic for priests, but could it also be their greatest fault? What is it? Go ahead and ask if you have a question. There is no need for greetings between us. He's right. There's no need to be friends with him. I came here to confirm what Saber told me. I should ask him quickly and leave. There's only one thing I need to ask you. Why didn't you tell me about it? What did I not tell you about? It's about my father. Why didn't you tell me that Emiya Kiritsugu was a master in the previous Holy Grail War? He does not look guilty. This man is enjoying the fact that Kiritsugu's name came out of my mouth. Answer me. It's natural for you to know if you're the supervisor of the Holy Grail War, so why didn't you tell me about it? Is it not obvious? What good would it do for you to know that your father was a master? Emiya Kiritsugu's achievements have nothing to do with you. Kodamine's answer isn't wrong. Even if my father was a great master, it doesn't mean I get any benefit out of it. But no, there is a connection. Did I become a master because I'm Kiritsugu's son? I was raised as his son, and I studied magic as his apprentice. I became a master just like him, and made a contract with the exact same heroic spirit. There has to be a meaning behind all this. You said I became a master by chance. I would have chosen to fight then and there if you told me that Kiritsugu was a master. Why didn't you tell me about it?
That is none of my concern. I've never heard of a master's title being hereditary, and in any case, you are not Kiritsugu's son. It is rare for an unprepared person to be chosen as a master. The command spell is usually not given to someone who knows nothing about the Holy Grail War. I do not know why you were chosen as an exception.
Then I really don't have a connection with my father? I was chosen to be a master by chance, and my father saved me because he saved me out of pure goodwill?
As far as I know, but I cannot understand the intentions of the Holy Grail. I would like to say that you were chosen to be a master by chance, but I suspect fate had a hand in this.
Fate, stay night?
The Grail might want you to atone for Emiya Kiritsugu's sin of denying its power.
What? My father denied the Holy Grail?
That is right. Your father came to this town to obtain it. His sole purpose was to obtain the Holy Grail. The Holy Grail answered his pure wish, and maybe the Holy Grail thought he would be a fit owner. But Emiya Kiritsugu betrayed the Holy Grail. He destroyed the Holy Grail at the very end. To end the Holy Grail War, he betrayed the Holy Grail, which placed expectations on him and its long-standing desire.
He destroyed the Holy Grail? If that's true, the Holy Grail certainly would not approve of Emiya Kiritsugu. But he was correct. A Holy Grail that grants any wish. Magi kill each other to obtain it. The Holy Grail is the cause of the conflict. My father did not betray anyone when he destroyed the Holy Grail. He ended the Holy Grail War as the superhero I always admired. He didn't betray anyone. Kiritsugu destroyed the Holy Grail probably because he thought there was no need for it. Kiritsugu did not betray anything.
It seems you do not know what Kiritsugu was like before. Alright, there is little point to it, but I shall tell you the true identity of Emiya Kiritsugu.
The priest smiles. It is the ominous smile of someone intoxicated with delight.
Emiya Kiritsugu. He was a magus unrelated to the Holy Grail War. He lived for his desires and objectives, and sought the Holy Grail as a result. A miracle he could not make come true himself. An ideal he could not implement with mere human power. He could not cast away his immature dream that should have been given up, and that is why he sought the Holy Grail to make his wish come true. I do not know where he heard about the Holy Grail War. It might have been that someone else deemed him worthy, but I do not care how it happened. Either way, Emiya Kiritsugu was hired as a master. He was named the greatest master by the Ainsburns, the family of magi that is the cause of this ritual. Having learned from the previous 3 wars, the Ainsburn family sought a master specialized in battle. The magic of the Ainsburn family is not suited for battle, therefore they put their trust in Kiritsugu, a strong magus who did not belong to the Magic Association. They taught Kiritsugu about the Holy Grail, gave him power as a master, and gave him a woman to produce a successor who would be more suited to combat. He would be formally accepted into the Ainsburn family if he obtained the Holy Grail. It was like accepting a commoner into a noble family. The Ainsburns treated Kiritsugu exceptionally, and it is easy to imagine how much trust they had in Kiritsugu. And Kiritsugu answered their trust. Kiritsugu defeated many masters in the previous Holy Grail War. I am the only one who survived after fighting him. Everyone else was killed for sure. He was precise, careful, brutal, and cruel. He showed no pity for his enemies. Once the decision was made, he killed. He killed a servant, let the master beg for help while crawling on the floor, and ruthlessly shot him in the head. He showed no emotion even after killing. neither the supremacy of his strength nor guilt in killing the weak. In short, he was a machine. He did not have any emotions to begin with. There was no space for his human emotions to enter. What? My father was a machine? Yes, he killed. He did not think like you about not involving innocent people. He thoroughly attacked his enemy's weakness, allowing no chance to counterattack. He used the enemy's family as a shield and their friends as their shackles to win the war. Yes, if Kiritsugu were in this war, he would be the master you would hate the most. If being heartless is evil, he would be the greatest evil of all. What? Are you not satisfied? I understand. Emiya Kiritsugu is not a machine. He threw away his personal feelings for his goals. It was both his strength and weakness to cast off his emotions through his own will without even using self-suggestion. It would have been easy to prepare another cold-hearted personality in him, but he must have believed such a person would not obtain the Holy Grail. He went so far, but that same weakness made him betray everything. The Ainsburns entrusted their long-standing desire to Kiritsugu. The Holy Grail appeared after 5 masters were defeated. It was a wish that no human could make true, a wish Emiya Kiritsugu desired. But he threw everything away at that last moment. That is the end of the last Holy Grail War, the true maker of the Magus you call your father. The Holy Grail disappeared and the Holy Grail War ended. The Ainsburns retreated after being betrayed by Kiritsugu, and they spent 10 years preparing the next Holy Grail. Now that I think about it, I must have seen this Holy Grail War coming. The previous war ended without any result. Unused magical energy carries over to the next war. They must have known that the next war would begin shortly. I can't accept Kodamine's story. That Kiritsugu was a cold-hearted master, and that a noble family of magi had a connection to my father. There's no way I can accept it all when it comes so suddenly. All I can tell from this is that Kodamine did not lie, and... Kodamine, did you hate Kiritsugu? The man before me, the one who is uninterested in everything, actually displays anger towards Kiritsugu. Of course. We are at opposite ends of the spectrum. We are natural enemies. Makiri and Ainsburn considered us the same kind, but we treated each other as natural enemies. Natural enemies? You were on guard against my father like he was on guard against you? No, we simply could not ignore each other. He was a saint beyond help. He could not forgive death, yet he killed to save other people. If one sacrifice were needed to save 10, he would kill the sacrifice himself without a second thought. He always prepared the minimum sacrifice to make his dream world where everyone could smile. That contradiction. A contradictory ideal is something I have as well, but we are not of the same kind. He lived for his ideal. He pursued his ideal until the moment he destroyed the Holy Grail. That is why he had pride in himself, allowing him to become a machine without hesitation. That is our similarity and our difference. He had an iron mind unplagued by inner conflict. The reason he was never wounded was he was wounded from the start. He was an artificial brute, just as I was an artificial priest. He was wounded from the start? So that means the premise he believed in was wrong from the start. Then are you saying you're different? You take wounds and you're not already wounded. You're a normal human being that can be wounded if you get slashed at, right? Are you saying you're different from Kiritsugu because you're a priest? People would not consider us to be the same if that were the case. People thought we were similar in another aspect. Let's see. If you talk about being similar, you are more similar to him than I. You both have childlike ideals, believing in simplicity and shouldering the role of a criminal for the sake of that ideal, turning yourself into the greatest evil to eliminate all the small evils in this world.
You know what that kind of sounds like to me? That kind of sounds like the ideal that Light Yagami kind of had, where he was like, oh, I need to get rid of all the bad people in the world, but he became like the greatest evil to get rid of all the small evils, as Kiritsugu puts it. You and Kiritsugu act like the saviors we all call anti-heroes. What is this anti-hero thing? Never really heard. How has Shrew never heard of that term?
It is what it sounds like. It is the opposite of a hero, an unforgivable murderer.
Hey, that's just a villain. Are you making fun of me?
Oh my, it seems you are misunderstanding me. I am welcoming you. You are Kiritsugu's son. Think about having your enemy's son come to you for help. It is such a complex feeling that you cannot decide whether to be happy or sad.
The priest laughs silently. I don't know his true intentions, but he doesn't seem to be bored.
Well, about the anti-hero.
Is he really going to explain to us what anti-heroes are?
There are beings whose existence itself is evil, but their actions are good deeds according to people. There are beings who people set up as saviors, even if they don't want to be.
Yeah, pretty much.
Those are the heroic spirits called anti-heroes. An example of this would be a sacrifice. Even if the sacrificed one is evil, he would become a hero if everyone in the village is saved because of the sacrifice, right? It would not matter to anyone whether the sacrifice was eaten or buried. If the one whom this disgrace was forced upon saves people, he would become a hero instead of a sinner.
Is this like getting a high promotion for dying in combat?
No, you are wrong. The important part is the minds of the people who set up the hero. A proper hero is created from respect, gratitude, and feelings of guilt. You cannot become an anti-hero from gratitude or guilt. Well, humans forget their ugliness and substitute farce with tragedy. Heroes who died as evil will be treated as victims as time goes on, and they will not stay as pure evil.
Will not stay as pure evil?
Correct. Anti-heroes have to be both victim and assailant. They are created by the people, but they are not a part of humanity. It is that contradiction which allows them to be the enemy of the world, exempt from all restraining forces of the world. But then, there aren't many pure anti-heroes. They are something that does not exist. They are merely what people wish to exist. They are an ideal humans have created, sacrifices to deny the original sin. Just think of the anti-hero as one of the wishes that will never come true, a synonym for peace. In short, it is a naive dream that will never come true. You want to be a superhero like Kiritsugu, right? Then you will be a great anti-hero. How about it? Why don't you wish to become a hero when you obtain the Holy Grail?
Hey now. A superhero isn't like a hero. I don't know what you're trying to say, but I won't fall for your cheap tricks.
Oh? How is it different?
I don't know, it's just different, okay? And a hero is not something you try to be, but something you are at the end. I bet the only thing the Holy Grail can give me is powers beyond my position.
I see. So you truly are a son of his, even if not blood-related. You are both hard-headed.
He must be making fun of me, as his smile is friendly. This guy hates my father, but he doesn't anger me because, well, he has yet to say anything bad about my father. Hey, wouldn't you have gotten along with my father? I ask him when I realize this.
Oh? Why do you think so?
For no reason. I just thought so.
Then you are mistaken. I hate Emi Kiritsugu. We never even spoke. The one time we met, we tried to kill each other. I have already told you that we are exact opposites. Our wishes, our questions, are different. A question by the one who does not have it shall not be answered by the one who does.
His eyes tell me that is why they would never have been able to get along.
The one who does not have it? Are you saying Kiritsugu had something that you didn't have? Yes. I cannot change my will itself for something I believed in. Well, we cannot be compared since our goals were different. Changing your will for something you believe in? Is that like saving 10 by killing 1, like he said earlier?
I really think Archer and Kiritsugu are more similar. I mean, Shiro and Kiritsugu have similar ideals, but they would have different ways of, like, they would have different ideas of how to go about doing something, like, especially in the Holy Grail War. I think Archer and Kiritsugu have way more in common, but Archer is still Shiro, so he's just kind of he's Shiro when after Shiro's kind of given up on everything and become a hero, or well, not really a hero, but a counter guardian. You do not need to understand. Emiya Kiritsugu desired peace. Isn't it simple? But it was too simple for this complex world. He had to reject the extra parts that could not fit into that perfect shape. Shades of gray. But he could not tolerate that. He sought a perfect shape, but still wanted to save the extra parts. But that is a miracle exceeding human power. There is no such thing as a world without conflict. He sought the Holy Grail to deny that fact. He sought his ideal, and after being faced with the fact that it was impossible, had no other choice but to rely on the Holy Grail. This is the end of the man who was cornered by his own ideal. His dream was an impossible sorcery that could only be granted by something that does not exist, like the Holy Grail. A world without conflict. Did my father really believe in such a thing? He worked hard to become strong, but the more he matured, the more he was courted by reality. He still kept believing in his ideal, and in the end, attained the miracle-granting Holy Grail. Emiya Kiritsugu must have experienced many failures by that time. First of all, to seek the Holy Grail means knowing your wish is unattainable by normal means. He wore out and strayed far away from his ideal. But my father still sought the Holy Grail, for his ideal and for everything he sacrificed. But my father destroyed the Holy Grail. His wish was never granted, right? Correct. It was his own self that betrayed him in the end. In that instant, I began to feel anger towards him. To be honest, I did not mind his wish. I was interested in the peace that humans wish for. Isn't that the same for you as well? You're a priest after all, right? The priest nods, saying that a world without conflict is what everyone desires. But that is not my wish. First of all, I do not have such ordinary wishes. You don't have ordinary wishes? That's right. An ideal world is one that is most comfortable. For Emiya Kiritsugu, it is a world without conflict. From the very beginning, his standard was different from mine. It is a simple story. There is nothing that brings me happiness. It does not matter. Let it be believing in people or having people believe in me. What other people called happiness did not bring me any joy. He says this emotionlessly. He is not talking to me. It's almost like a monologue. Well, that is all. I answered your question if Emiya Kiritsugu was a master well enough. No, hold on. It's not just my father. I want to know about, about my preparation for the role of master and about how I should go about fighting from now on. I bet he'll laugh and make fun of me if I ask something so stupid. I want to avoid that. In fact, I will avoid it. If you have any other questions, make it short. That took longer than I thought. No, there was something else I wanted to ask him about. Didn't I come to this church because I wanted this question answered? Aren't you concerned about the Ainsburns? I would think that they would want to kill you, since you are Kiritsugu's son. Yeah, about that. First of all, who is this Ainsburn? You said they are the cause of the Holy Grail War or something. Yes, they are the cause. I told you that the Holy Grail War is a ritual, yes? If there is a ritual, it is natural for there to be a ritualist.
There were some magi 200 years ago who found out that there is a distortion in the ley line on this land. They offered their secret techniques to each other to create the Holy Grail's activation circle. That was the start of the Holy Grail War. The three families involved in its creation are the legitimate owners of the Holy Grail. The ones that created the Holy Grail, the ones that devised the command spell which abuses the heroic spirits, the ones that offered the land and the technique to bore a hole into the world. Einsburn, Makiri, and Tosaka. They are the three families that started it all, with lineage and history far surpassing ours. The Tosaka are the only ones from this land, but their fatherly master is that Schweinorg. Well, if the master is the kind of person I hear he is, it is ridiculous to group them according to race. So the Einsburns are the leading family of the Holy Grail War? In the past, yes, but they are only participants now that the Holy Grail summoning has failed and its ownership became uncertain. Now, their only role is to create the vessel of the Holy Grail. The same goes for Tosaka and Makiri. They are just families whose members have higher likelihood of being chosen as masters. But the Holy Grail is what the Einsburn family proposed in the first place. Their history spans 1,000 years. A family that lasted for 1,000 years without spawning any branch families is rare. Do you understand, Miyashiro? The Einsburn family has only pursued the fulfillment of the Holy Grail for 1,000 years. 1,000 years. They're crazy, continuing their deeds from the time when barbarism such as mass murder was allowed for the sake of recovering holy ground. They're not fanatics, not obstinate, nor crazy. They just held the hopeless cross to enforce the meaninglessness. That's why the Einsburn Magi are beyond the domain of magic. They are monsters, never straying from their path, always attempting to achieve a common goal. Normally, such people die off after a few decades. We cannot imagine their feeling of disgrace and frustration when they had to invite a Magus outside of their family. But their desire to complete the Holy Grail was stronger still. They repeated their mistake for 500 years. It took them 300 years to accept the fact that they could not obtain the Holy Grail by themselves. And it took them another 200 years to realize that they could not obtain it unless they used their own powers. The Einsburns literally killed their emotions to cooperate with Makiri and Tosaka. As a result, their ownership of the Holy Grail was taken away and they were reduced to mere participants in the war. They endured the disgrace, even going as far as contaminating their own bloodline by inviting an outside Magus. But unbelievably, Emiya Kiritsugu betrayed them with the Holy Grail in front of him. That is the connection between Kiritsugu and the Einsburns. And that is your connection with them. I see. Then it's natural for that girl to come after me. It's natural for them not to let their betrayer's son go if he becomes a master. Do you understand now? All of the masters have some sort of burden, but the obsession of the Makiri and the Einsburn families cannot be expressed into words. If the Makiri family have carried their burden for 500 years, the Einsburn family have carried theirs for 1,000. If anyone has the right to own the Holy Grail, it would be one of them. I'm at a loss for words. No man can stand against an obsession that has lasted for centuries. Do not be depressed. Emiya Kiritsugu did betray them, but you do not need to condemn him for that. To put it another way, he held to his belief, even if it meant opposing a 1,000-year-old apparition. He threw away everything for that purpose. Isn't that something to be proud of? People who accepted him. Something he protected by opposing 1,000 years of history. I'm not buying everything the priest has told me. But it really is true. But if it really is true, if I'm to call myself my father's son, I have to follow my beliefs like he did. What is wrong? Are you scared now that you've heard 1,000 years? No. I chose to fight no matter what the reason is. I don't care what the other masters think. I won't let something like the disaster 10 years ago happen again. I raise my head in determination. The priest nods, apparently satisfied. That is good enough. If that is your reason to fight, put your life on the line as you do so. There will be more victims the longer the war lasts. Risk your life like Kiritsugu and lure your enemies in. You're saying what you want to because it doesn't concern you. You're telling me to be bait? You have nothing else to risk, so it cannot be helped. Well, it is not entirely hopeless. You have no ability to detect other masters, but servants can sense other servants. If you have an excellent servant, you need only wait. I turned my back to him. There's nothing else I need to ask. I've kept Saber waiting, so I should be going back now. Hold on. Let me ask you something. Do you know any healing magic? No. What about it? Well, then bring any wounded people here. As part of the church, I cannot overlook any victims. I can handle all the treatments unless they are beyond help. I stop. I'm surprised. You can use healing magic? That's banned in the church, right? It is outside of our jurisdiction, but I have acquired it. I once had someone die in front of me. After that, I started to study it, and it seems I am more compatible with it than I thought. Oh, but I will ask for compensation if I am to heal you. I have to be fair as the supervisor. I refuse. I wouldn't come to you for help even if my life depended on it. I turn away, and this time I really do leave. I leave the church. Saber must have been waiting undercover, as she appears as soon as I come through the door. Are you done with your inquiry, Shiro? Yeah, I heard about my father and what kind of relationship he had with the Einsburn family. He also warned me about what I should do. He's more talkative than he looks. He recommended a lot of things to me. Huh? That priest was cooperative? I don't know what's wrong, but Saber is bewildered. Shiro, what is wrong? Did he ask for something in compensation? Why did you not call for me? You said you would call for me if there was any danger. I must have had a strange expression because Saber draws near and peers at my face. So what did he do to you, Shiro? Your wound is not healed yet. You should know something like last night could happen again if you let your guard down. Saber draws even closer. She's dangerously close. I can't control myself. Saber, you have to back away now. Please show me your wound, Shiro. I'm partly responsible for it. I cannot let you die without returning my debt. I've not helped you as a servant yet. I cannot allow our contract to end like this. Saber reaches for my shirt as if to rip it off. She doesn't look scary at all, but rather... Oh crap, I was trying to hold it in, but my laughter spills out. Shiro. Her hand stops. She realizes what I've been trying to suppress and glares at me. Shiro, it is not good to enjoy someone else's confusion. Her protest is so entertaining that it brings a smile to my face. Shiro! I'm sorry. I was just surprised because you were in such a panic. It was a fortunate misunderstanding or something like that. A fortunate misunderstanding, huh? I feel some hidden meaning in that. Are you going to explain to me what it means? I must have hit a nerve because she gets even more emotional. Saber's like the class president type. She seriously gets mad when I do something stupid, and since she's serious, her real character appears. What are you smiling for? Is it funny that I misunderstood your condition? I'm just imagining Saber as like a schoolgirl now, a schoolgirl class president that's trying to order all the students around. I'm sorry, to be honest, I'm just happy. You're really energetic right now. There's nothing wrong with my condition, but what about it? No, that's not what I'm talking about. It's just that this is the first time I've seen your real personality. I'm glad I can see that you're a girl. Oh god. That's not gonna help the situation, Shiro. What's that supposed to mean? What? Saber jumps back. What are you saying? The gender of the servant does not matter. We are only here to fight, so please do not get happy over such a thing. She glowers at me, probably because she's mad or astonished. But I somehow don't feel bad, and I'm still smiling. Even though she's a servant, she's as human as she appears. I don't know about the other servants, but the girl I made a contract with is not just a familiar that knows only combat. She said she's not helped me yet.
She saved me from Lancer and she tried to let me escape from Berserker. She saved my life twice, but she still thinks she hasn't helped me yet. I wonder if she's good-natured or just a perfectionist. Maybe both? I don't know. She seems like the perfectionist type. What does that look? Even if you are my master, there are some remarks I cannot ignore. I have appropriate plans if you say anything more. Appropriate plans. It's punishment time. Alright, I understand, so don't get too mad. I'm just saying I'm glad you're the one I made a contract with. What are you saying? I was only summoned by you. I did not make a contract with you out of choice. You were the one who chose me. It was only an accident, though. Yeah, that's what I regret. I wanted to make a conscious choice to choose you. I hold out my right hand. This is something I wasn't able to do at the very beginning. I have to make the promise I should have made before. Shiro. This is a bit late, but can I? This is the only way I know how. Without a word, Saber walks over to me and shakes my hand. Her slender fingers. I feel her warmth through my hand. Will you fight with me from now on? I need your help, Saber. My oath will not change. I was summoned to be your sword. And we both need each other's help. I will borrow your strength to obtain the Holy Grail. If you trust me, I will do my best to live up to that trust. Her hand is warm. The hesitation within me disappears without a trace. It has been half a day since the night it all began. I'm finally able to realize that she's my ally who will fight alongside me. We will wait until nightfall to go out into the city. After some discussion, that is what we decided. As Kodamine said, I can't sense other masters. Saber is the only one who can sense our enemies, and even then, she's only able to sense nearby servants. So naturally, our plan is to walk around and find information. It's like counting on luck, but it's risky but certain according to Saber. Masters aren't going to be holed up in their hideouts all the time. If the Holy Grail was a race, you have to do something to get ahead of the competition. That means the servants search for the enemy's hideout while the masters use magic to set up traps. We can use that to our advantage. Lots of magical energy will be needed if either one does something. Even though I can't sense other magi, I can detect the lingering traces of their power. If we patrol the city looking for that, I'm sure we'll find some signs of other masters. This is information I'll be getting by using myself as bait. I have no other method besides being bait, just like Kodamine said. We'll start the patrols tonight. Saber told me to stay at the house, but I refused, saying I would go with her. After a long, unproductive talk. Alright, but please promise you will always be with me. Can you swear not to go outside by yourself at night? Saber has finally accepted my point of view. So, I guess this is how things would be if they didn't have Tosca around. Well, our course of action is decided, but there are two more problems. I think with Tosca they really wouldn't have that many elaborate plans, because their plan just seems to be, oh, we're gonna go out and patrol the town. Shiro, I have explained to you before, but I cannot afford to use too much magical energy, especially if we plan to patrol tonight. Yeah, you're going to sleep as much as you can to preserve magical energy, right? Since I can't provide you with magical energy, you have to maintain your body yourself. So, say you can regenerate 8 units of magical energy per day, and you need 6 units to sustain yourself daily. That excess 2 units is what we can save up. And if you conserve well, you could be able to use about 10 units during a battle, right? That is true as long as I am not wounded or my armor does not become damaged, but against heroic spirits of such rank, that is not likely. To put it in your terms, I used about 50 units against Lancer, and about 200 units against Berserker. She was pierced by Lancer and her stomach was slashed by Berserker. It makes sense for her to have used a lot of magical energy to heal those wounds. It makes sense, but I did not use much magical energy to heal myself. I used it more to restore the armor that was destroyed. Most of my magical energy is fixed on protecting me. That's how it is, according to her. So your armor is part of your body, right? So maintaining your body and your armor is the same thing. You have your armor off right now to preserve your magical energy, right? Yes, but things like this should not be necessary for other servants. I can only disarm myself since I cannot turn into spirit form, but servants such as Archer and Lancer can become spirits to reduce the burden on their masters. I see. Oh, I guess this is good enough. Shiro, it is helpful that you are preparing our meal, but do you not think it is easing the tension? Huh? No, I don't think so. I don't, but it's true my sense of urgency disappeared. I was surprised when Saber told me about her condition after our strategy meeting. As I don't provide her with magical energy, she has her hands full with maintaining her body. I tried to change our course of action, saying it should be impossible for her to fight in that condition, but... Hey Saber, let me ask you again, but how much magical energy do you have right now? In your terms, I have about 1,000 units. So it's something ridiculous like that. She said she spent about 200 against Berserker, but she still had that much magical energy remaining. And she says it's not full. It's scary to think how much magical energy she would have had with a proper master. Her capacity is way beyond human, and I stopped stupidly thinking how many times more of my magical energy it would take to fill her up. I finally understand why Tosca called Saber the most superior servant. You have to completely fill her up. Of course I'm not nervous anymore. There's nothing to worry about if you have that much magical energy and we only have to face 6 enemies. You say that like it's nothing, Shiro. That is only if I'm to fight them. I told you earlier, but using a Noble Phantasm takes lots of magical energy. It is hard to use my Noble Phantasm in my current state. Therefore, I must save up as much magical energy as I can. Saber's mad. I can't tell if she's mad at me for being a burden or because I'm keeping her here when she has to sleep. I understand your magical energy is important, but so is food, right? I used leftovers for lunch, so please eat a proper meal for dinner. You can sleep after you eat. That's like Saber's "I'm tired of your shit" face. Alright, I do not intend to use my Noble Phantasm lightly. We shall talk about this later when you have a better understanding of what servants are. Saber says this in a dissatisfied manner and takes a seat. Good. She might complain, but she always listens to me. So the problem of conserving magical energy is settled now. In the first place, it's not something we can do anything about, and the only way to help ourselves is to get a better understanding of our current situation. So. But Shiro, you said you have 2 problems. What is the other problem? Huh? Oh, it'll come soon. Please do as I said. I cut some white radishes and put them into the saucepan. Saber tilts her head in confusion. There.
I'm home! Are you cooking, Shiro?
Excuse me, senpai? Oh no. That's right. That we haven't explained anything to them. I hear the usual voices from the entrance. Hey, there's some random girl sitting there, but it's cool. The silence is painful. It's only natural. Fujine and Sakura are confused, and they're looking at me for an explanation. This is Saber. She's going to be staying at this house starting today. Please give her your best regards. It's been 10 minutes since that was my explanation to them. This lack of protest feels awkward. Oh, don't worry. They're just holding it in right now. It's about to come out. I want to take a sip of tea, but I feel like the sound of it would echo through the room, so the hot tea sits there untouched. But sitting here won't solve anything. I have to move forward with courage. We can't turn her away since she came here for my father. She won't stay long and she's only here for sightseeing. Also, she'll be staying in the separate building, so she won't be a problem. Oh my god. This is a little bit concerning. The silence continues. By the way, I can understand why Sakura and Fujine are quiet, but why is Saber looking so surprised? Phew. Well, if she's an acquaintance of Kiritsugu-san, it can't be helped. I heard that he had some relatives overseas. So, was it Saber-san? She seems reliable, so I have no objections. No, Saber is definitely a normal name. Not weird at all. Fujimura-sensei, that's... I'm sorry, I understand how you feel, but this is Kiritsugu-san's house. It would be shameful for us Japanese to throw out a foreigner who came here relying on us, right? It's been getting dangerous lately, so we can't just throw this cute girl out on the streets. That's true, but is this okay with you, senpai? Yeah, this is what I intended. I'm going to have Saber stay here for a while. Are you against it, Sakura? No, I do not mind if an acquaintance of yours stays here, but Saber is... Oh, it's a strange name, right? It's blunt like her name suggests, and I guarantee she's a good person. She might sound strange since she's not used to Japan, but it'll really help me out if you can help her out, Sakura. Yeah, it's a strange name. Don't question it. Alright, if you're fine with it, then I am too. Is she nervous because Saber's a foreigner? Sakura nods while looking away from her. Okay, well that went a little bit better than expected. So it's dinner time. I put extra effort into dinner to welcome Saber and to make up for lunch. I made minced bonito salad, fried chicken with hot sauce, meat and potato stew, and lots of tempura, including shrimp tempura. The dinner I put so much effort into is unpopular with the main guest and my pupil.
Wow! What is this tempura? Juicy and tasty, don't begin to describe it. What did you do, Shiro? I have a better opinion of shrimp now.
Well, it's all good since Fujine's enjoying it enough for the 4 of us. Dinner ends without trouble thanks to her. I don't know what happened, but Fujine gives some of her food to Saber. I guess Fujine likes Saber because she's quiet. Saber and Fujine left to prepare Saber's room. And Sakura and I clean up after dinner. Well, there's nothing wrong with that because it's part of the usual chores. I'll wash the dishes, so can you clean the table? Oh, you don't have to throw away the tempura oil. Can you put the lid on it and store it? It's heavy. Can you handle it? Huh? Oh, yes, I'm stronger than I look, you know. She picks up the pot of oil. Good. So since she does archery, I don't need to worry. Well, archery isn't all about strength either. I wash the dishes. Then. Huh? There's less towels here, Senpai. The paper towel roll is empty and the plates are moved around. What? Let's see. Oh, you're right. Did someone break in? I don't think there are robbers that only steal towels. Right. That's no robber. The plates have been moved around. The paper towels are gone. Some towels are missing, according to these clues. Oh, that's right. Tosca was here. I remember now. Tosca was the one who treated me after that incident with Berserker. I'm pretty sure that she used the paper towels during my treatment. Senpai? Do you mean Tosca-senpai? Yeah, I had her come in. I had a stupid accident and hurt myself. Tosca just happened to pass by and she kindly treated me. As expected from our school's honor student, right? She's so full of affection. Oh, when she wants to be. I don't mean the last half, of course. My school's proud honor student died last night. It's highly regrettable, but the image of Tosca Rin as an honor student died inside of me. Why? Huh? Why did Tosca-senpai come here? That's strange. She has nothing to do with this place. I'm here and she has no connection with Senpai, so why? Sakura hangs her head and tries to control herself. I'm at a loss for words at this sudden event. She hugs herself tightly as if enduring some uneasiness. Okay. That was a little bit weird. Patrolling the town at night. The lights disappear. It's 11 o'clock. We waited until the town fell asleep before we went outside. Well, Shiro, are we going to the center of town? Sakura's state didn't change after dinner's cleanup. If anything, it got worse. She lost all her energy and was absent-minded, as if she had a fever. And on top of that, she didn't want me to walk her home, so Fujine had to take her. Or are you planning to go to the other town? It seems likely that other masters are over there. Come to think of it, Sakura was acting strange the day before yesterday as well. She looked downcast and seemed afraid of something. Shiro. Are you listening, Shiro? Shiro, I'm asking you what we should do tonight. Huh? I raise my head in surprise. Saber is right in front of me, looking angry. Sorry, I was spacing out. You're asking me what we should do, right? In that case, I need not repeat myself. There is a slight distortion of the ley line in both towns. I'm certain that other masters are doing something. We may be able to go defeat one tonight, depending on where we go. So you're saying we might fight a master all of a sudden. But what if it turns out to be that girl? You can't beat Berserker, right? Master, I'm in perfect condition right now. Even though I do not receive any magical energy supply, I will not easily lose. Well, all we can do against Ilias Field's retreat. We do not know their noble phantasm, so we cannot use ours yet. The only one Saber is cautious of is Berserker. She does not talk about other possibilities, such as when we might encounter Tosca. For Saber, Tosca is merely an enemy she must defeat. But to me, masters are people we have to stop, not kill. Saber, let me confirm. We will stop fighting when the masters and servants surrender. My plan is to make them use up their command spells so they won't be masters anymore. Is that okay? It's probably not going to work out so well, Shiro. I don't think you're going to make them use up all their command spells. Understood, but Shiro, if the enemy does not accept our proposition, then... yeah, then we'll follow the rules of the Holy Grail War. They should be ready for it. Okay? They should be ready for it if they're fighting as masters. We start descending the hill. We can patrol this town or Shinto. Tonight we will... oh god. Trying to remember what option I chose last time. I think... I want to say I said go into Shinto. Okay, so I had to read a guide on this. Going to Shinto is a bad idea. We're going to secure the neighborhood. Fuck it. I admit I read a guide because I didn't want to get a dead end here. That would have been a huge pain in the ass. We'll search this town tonight. The town feels pretty strange recently, so let's investigate here before something happens. I feel the same way. There are no obvious abnormalities, but I'm sure we will find some clues if we search thoroughly. Yeah, we'll look around the residential district over here first. We'll go down the intersection after that and patrol the other side of town. If we can't find anything wrong, we can go to Shinto to go look for some clues. We patrol the residential district and make our way to the intersection. There wasn't anything wrong with our side of town. We can now go to the hill with the western-style houses, and maybe even go as far as the Ryudo Temple. Yeah, you don't want to go to the Ryudo Temple. What the fuck? Huh? A sudden chill runs up my spine. Saber, this is... Saber must have felt it more clearly, as she looks over towards Shinto. The presence I felt starts to fade, but I'm sure I heard a scream and felt a strong wave of magical energy. I knew it. This is what I hoped would happen. So why is my mind paralyzed? I was prepared to fight. After I almost died, my hesitation vanished, but now my body would not move, and my head would not give any orders. It's probably too sudden. I didn't expect to find it on the first day. That's why I can't move. I'm used to getting attacked, but I'm not used to doing the attacking. How stupid of me. I'm fine with getting killed, but I never thought that I might have to do it myself. The scream has stopped. The presence is fading away. I do not know what happened, but the victim will not live long. That erases everything. The numbness throughout my body disappears. The fear that I might kill is overridden by the fear that I might let someone die. I'm sorry, Saber. I apologize for my cowardice and start to run full speed. We run to the origin of the scream, where we will fight someone to the death. I'm not prepared at all. My limbs are shaking. It's a normal reaction. This fear will always be there as long as I don't desire the Holy Grail and lack the will to fight. I'm a big damn idiot. That's right. If I have a reason to fight, I must believe in it. If my enemies are arming their minds with the desire for the Holy Grail, I must defeat this fear with the desire to stop all conflicts. I run into the park. The magical energy emitted is strong and ominous. It's like oil polluting a clean stream. Even I can feel energy this thick. Saber stops. She has analyzed the situation before me. What? My body trembles. My head loses its cool and fills with disgust and hatred. It's like seeing vampires in stories. A woman in black has her mouth on an unconscious woman's neck. The dripping blood is excessively fresh. That thing is eating a human being. I don't mean that it's eating the human flesh. That woman in black is sucking out what's inside the woman, things like her mind and her memory. The unconscious woman does not move. Her skin is like grave wax. She looks like she's been turned into a doll. My throat can't move. It's not that I'm surprised that the vampiric woman is a servant. My eyes focus behind her, on the clear figure that is watching over the woman in black. Oh wow, it's Emiya. This is amazing. It's almost one of your strong points for your luck to be this bad. Shinji, you... My mind is numb. I can't grasp the situation. I can't make the correct decision. Why is he here? What is that book in his hand? How can he laugh when there's a woman that's about to die? Why? Why is such a ridiculous thing taking place before my eyes? Hey, why are you frozen up like that? You came here because you sensed a servant here, right? Then do what you came to do. I staged this scenario so that even an idiot like you would understand. He doesn't sound like the Shinji I know. His voice is high-pitched. Just hearing it makes me uncomfortable. Did you kill her? I clench my fists. I don't even take notice of the servant standing right there before me. My mind is frozen. I should be fleeing in terror from this inhumanly powerful being, but I feel no fear. My mind is about to explode. What? Are you stupid? Humans are what servants feed on. This is my only option. Well, I can't help it. She says she can only feed on live people. We have to keep feeding them magical energy to maintain them. I bet you were also looking for handy prey, right? I don't know what's funny, but Shinji laughs. The servant in black does not move. She's like a trained war dog. She will not move on her own. Like a puppet, she will not move without orders from her master. But she will turn into a murderous devil once the order is given. Get out of my way! I say this with the hound in front of me. There's no time to waste. That woman might survive if I hurry. Huh? What do you mean by that? Are you talking to me? Ha! I refuse. Come on if you want some leftovers. That's your familiar, right? Shinji. Come on, let's make them fight. I did this so that I could see a fight between servants. You're a master, right? But all you're doing is trembling in fear. You're just like that woman there. So you have no intention of withdrawing. Man, you're persistent. Come and make me. Well, it won't matter even if you just stand there and cower. I'm going to hurt you either way. Shinji's eyes light up with hatred. That must have been the order, as the servant in black jumps forward and... Stay back, Shiro! Saber moves in to meet the attack of the servant in black. The two shadows collide. Having armed herself immediately, Saber uses her invisible sword against her opponent. The sound of clashing steel rings out. Saber readies herself firmly on the ground, in contrast to the servant in black who runs through the park. Saber cannot keep up with the speed and goes into defense. Her long hair fluttering behind her, the enemy closes in as if to corner a slow prey. She's just like a stone statue, so a servant of a third-class Magus is a third class as well. Standing away from the fight like me, Shinji laughs. I don't know how he became a master, but it seems he's not a very talented Magus. Shinji does not provide his servant with any support. Then he must have become a master by chance, like me. Saber blocks another attack and stops. She looks troubled. She glares in irritation at her lightning-fast enemy. Go ahead and finish her, Rider. We followed Grandfather's orders. It doesn't matter even if we kill Amiya's servant. The black shadow speeds up. The servant in black follows her master's orders, speeds up to cut Saber's neck, and... oh shit, is sliced in half. The match is decided in an instant. Saber's sword cuts Rider's body and the servant in black is blown away. It was like hitting a sandbag with a bat. Saber is the batter and the blown sandbag is Rider, of course. What? The mood changes. Shinji blankly stares at Rider, who is wounded. No way! And I blankly stare at Saber, who puts away her sword disinterestedly. What are you doing? He scorns his servant. Shinji yells without running over to his servant, who has her belly sliced open. Who allowed you to get beat? I can't believe this! You're going against my orders? I became your master, so you can't get beaten by Amiya's servant! Rider strenuously raises her body in a pool of her own blood. But she cannot get up. Her wound is fatal. Even though she is a servant, she will die if she's not treated soon. Get up and fight, you corpse! You're not alive, so wounds shouldn't matter! Hey, why are you so slow, you piece of shit? Man, you're embarrassing me! You make me look like I'm the weaker one! Shinji curses Rider, but Saber is unable to bear it. Blame yourself before you blame Rider. No matter how great a heroic spirit may be, it cannot fight to its full potential if it does not have an appropriate master. You idiot! I'm telling you to get up! Your role is to protect your master! If you can't win, use your life to stop them! That is meaningless as well. You cannot heal Rider even if you use your command spell. Even if you move Rider using your command spell, she will not even serve as a shield against me. It is over, Rider's master. I do not wish to ask, but I shall follow my master's order and ask for you to surrender. Will you revoke your command spell and admit your defeat? Shut up! Don't order me, you monster! Get up, Ryder! I'm your master! You're my dog, so listen to your master! Sparks are flying around. It must be because she cannot follow Shinji's orders, as pallid electric charges are tormenting her. What a vicious cycle. Ryder cannot fight anymore, but Shinji is condemning her for not being able to get up, despite the fact that her injuries are getting worse and her life is draining away. Saber reaches out for Shinji. Get up and move, Ryder! If you're going to die, at least take her with you! Ryder reacts to Shinji's orders. Ryder's body moves to follow the order that has her death as its premise. But then...
Enough. It seems I was tossing pearls before swine, Shinji.
The voice of an old man interrupts. Huh? The sound of crackling flames. What? My book is burning! Shinji's book is burning. Why? Damn! Go out! Why is my book burning? He frantically beats at the fire, but it does no good. The book turns into ashes at the same time. Ryder disappears.
I did not expect much of you, but this is worse than I thought. I gave you a chance since you are my grandson, but I cannot help but forsake you.
Where was he hiding? An old man, Mato Zoken, appears out of the darkness of the night. Grandfather? Was that you?
Who else could it be but me? You almost killed your servant, and you call yourself my successor?
Then why did you get in my way? I just have to win, right? I'm the successor of the Mato family. I knew I couldn't get beat by a guy like this. Shinji runs to the old man as if to cling on to him. As he has lost Ryder, his grandfather must be the only person he can rely on. But...
Fool, I did not expect victory from a failure like you. What I expected was enough pride to challenge others in spite of your powerlessness. But you failed miserably. You disgraced the name of Makiri. You and your father are both disgraces to our family.
What? I'm the same as my father?
You fool. You are far worse. Your good-for-nothing father left an even more worthless son. I did not mind since I had some hopes for you, but you spoiled not only the family blood, but your spirit as well. The Mato bloodline ends with your generation.
The old man turns away from Shinji in disgust and walks toward us. Saber retreats. She must have felt something ominous in that old man.
I see. No wonder Ryder was defeated. I presume you are a famed heroic spirit. I do not think your heroic spirit as great as you was ever summoned. Well, it seems my life will end here. No matter how pitiful he may be, he's still my grandson. I have to save him, even if it means my death. Compassion towards my family members can be a dangerous thing.
I'm surprised. It seems the old man stepped forward to give Shinji a chance to escape. Mato Zoken must be confronting Saber so that he can protect Shinji, the one seized with fear behind him.
Leave quickly. Your book of contract is burned up, and you are no longer a master. They should not attack you again if you make it out of here alive. Live the rest of your life as meaninglessly as your father did.
Shinji glares at the old man as he retreats. Saber does not go after him. She must not see the point in going after Shinji, who is not a master anymore. Shinji crawls away, and when he gets to the edge of the park, he turns around once and runs off like crazy. My stomach turns sour. I smell rotten meat from somewhere.
Oh, so you let him go. I see.
Killing such an insignificant weakling would only dirty your sword. Saber stands like a statue, her eyes locked with his. It seems like she is protecting me from his gaze. Can you back away, Saber? I know this old man. I want to talk to him. No, this man is not human. You should not have anything to tell him, nor should you have anything to hear from him. I know, but I still have something I need to ask him. Please, this will be quick. You can decide whether to fight him or not after we talk. Saber pulls herself back a bit. She does not back up, but she's giving me the chance to talk to the old man. I'm sorry. So, how are you going to explain this?
What? You're quite the rude one, demanding explanations of me. I do not mind questions, but I will not be able to answer if I do not understand what you are asking me about.
It's about Shinji. Why is he a master? It seemed like you made him into one. What's going on?
Oh, so that is what you want to ask me. I do not even need to answer a question like that. As you say, I'm the one who chose him as a master. It has been long since I retired, as you can see. As I cannot fight, I gave the stage to my grandson.
You made him a master? That means...
Yes, it is like you, successor of Emiya. I found out that the Holy Grail would appear, and I let my grandson make a contract with the servant. You are of the lowest seat in a family of magi. You should understand me wanting to entrust my dream to my apprentice.
Then what? Magi become masters? So that means Shinji knows magic, and his family is a family of magi? Magi. Are you saying the Mato family is a family of magi?
You don't know? The families of Mato and Tosca live in this land. But our bloodline has died out. The Tosca family has the right to this land. The Mato family is living, clinging on to its former right.
Tosca? Then Tosca also knows the Mato family is a family of magi?
Of course. We were once allies. We have been enemies ever since the ritual became violent. But we are still colleagues with a shared ambition. We are friends outside of the Holy Grail War. Oh, that girl has succeeded him, huh? I have been away for about 10 years, so I do not know how talented his apprentice is.
He laughs. I don't know what kind of feelings he has for the Tosca family, but Mato Zoken laughs happily. You said the Tosca family are your allies, right? Then has the Mato family been here since the very first Holy Grail War?
Yes. We are formerly called the Mikiri. We came to this country with the name Mato, but it seems that was a mistake, and the land here does not suit us. Our bloodline has grown thin in the past 200 years, and you have seen the failure we now have for a successor.
Mato. They are actually called Mikiri. If Shinji is from a family of magi, then Sakura is...
Oh, it's just a play on words. It is to hide our identity, but we cannot use just anything. Even our false name has no tie to our real name.
I don't care about that. There's only one question that matters now. Then, is Sakura a master like Shinji?
That is a strange question. Sakura a master. Just such a thing is not possible. It seems your father has not taught you anything.
It's not possible? Does that mean Sakura has no talent?
The problem goes far deeper than that. First of all, magi families have only one inheritor. You only pass one magic to the inheritor unless you are a distinguished family. And a sister of all that, you do not need two inheritors. We would have sent her out for adoption if our family had not died out. But nobody would take her since she lacks magic circuits.
Then Sakura is...
It should be obvious, since Shinji is a master, and she is not our successor. She does not even know that we are a family of magi. Well, I considered using her if her brother proved useless, but we have already lost. I won't involve with someone who knows nothing of the Holy Grail War.
I sigh with relief. That's good. I'm surprised the Mato family is a family of magi, and it's problematic that Shinji was a master. But I'm relieved to know that Sakura doesn't need to concern herself with such a murderous war. You said you guys already lost. That means Shinji won't fight anymore? You've retired and Sakura has nothing to do with the Holy Grail War, right?
Correct, but I cannot promise that Shinji will not try anything. He is stubbornly determined to be a Magus. The Mato blood has grown weak since we came to this country, and he is our last heir. Children of the Mato family no longer have magic circuits. I do not know how he found out about our family secret. He has pride in being the chosen one, but he grew up knowing that he is inferior. It is likely my fault for not being more strict with him, but his character is not something that can easily be corrected. He is beyond help if he cannot give up after such a crushing defeat.
The old man starts shrinking. No, it's just an illusion. He was backing up silently.
Anyway, Shinji lost. We've been eliminated from this war. But will you still kill this old man, Servant Saber?
If what you say is true, there is no reason for me to fight. But there will not be a next time if it is a lie. That goes the same for your successor. If he comes after my master again, I shall kill him without mercy.
Understood.
The old man disappears. What is this? Mato Zoken melts into the night, just like when he appeared. All that's left is this rotten smell. I force down the feelings of nausea and pick up the unconscious woman. Yeah, that woman's pretty much dead at this point. I'd be surprised if she's not. Oh, well, actually, no, he said that she was unconscious. How the fuck is she unconscious? I thought Shiro said she had her soul, like, sucked out of her or something. Let's go to the church, Saber. We'll still make it. He should be able to do something. I know. I shall take the woman. Oh. Thanks, Saber. I let Saber carry the woman. There's no time to waste. Even though Saber is smaller than me, she is more powerful. I should let her handle this instead of trying to show off. I shall lead the way. Please stay behind me. Saber starts running. I run full speed after her so I won't get left behind. It seems Kotomine makes more appearances in this route. He seems to be a little bit more important here. The church is lit, even though it's midnight. I took the woman from Saber and entered the church alone. When I yelled for Kotomine, he came out quickly and retreated to the back with the unconscious woman. He said that his room was the only place he would be able to treat her. Phew. I sit down. I've done all I could. Now, it's up to Kotomine. I'll believe in him and wait. Yeah, believing in Kotomine is not your best option. I keep waiting. I'm worried about Saber, who is waiting outside, but I can't leave.
I'm sorry, my child. There's nothing I can do for this woman.
He probably just, like, I'll bet he just left the woman with all those other people he's been hiding underground that were the victims of the fire. That's a pretty disturbing thought. And I want to think by myself for a while. The Mato family was a family of magi. Shinji became a master and obtained a servant. Mato Zoken had his successor participate in the Holy Grail War, even though he lost his powers as a magus. The Ainsburn family aren't the only ones obsessed with the Holy Grail War. Makiri and Tosaka. No, in the first place, the only ones who become masters are those who cling to the Holy Grail. Saber is no exception. The Ainsburn family has sought the Holy Grail for 1,000 years. Their persistence is not something I can do anything about. They can only be saved by the Holy Grail. My father went against them and destroyed it. But would I be able to pursue my wish to such lengths? Not to the same lengths that your father did, I'll just say that. Like the Ainsburn and the Makiri families. Do I have the right to compete against those who have sought the Holy Grail for centuries? I don't really have a choice.
How surprising. I did say you could bring wounded people here, but I did not think you would bring one on the exact same day.
Kotomine. I raise my head. He doesn't look gloomy. That must mean the treatment was successful. Kotomine, how is the woman doing?
She survived. But the rest is up to her. If you were an hour later, I would have had to see her as a priest.
I see. I'm sorry I troubled you. Don't apologize to this asshole. I'm glad you were awake.
You're thanking me? Are you sick? I will listen if something is worrying you.
I am worried about many things, and you are the cause of most of them. I'll pass on another long talk with you. Aw, no more expository dialogue?
Oh, so our conversation earlier was just a bother. I meant to give you a boost, but it only gave you more worries, huh? I should reflect on my actions as well.
The priest shut his mouth, looking regretful. It's not that I'm letting him get to me, but a guy I know turned out to be a master. Not being able to bear it by myself, I just have to say it. The priest says nothing. He just nods.
So of course you defeated the master, right?
I nod in response to his short question. Well, not necessarily you didn't, Shiro. You beat his servant, but you didn't really get the master.
Then do not regret it. People cannot change the past. All we can do is accept our own actions. If you still wish to be burdened with your sins, let it show in your future actions. It is your choice how to perceive something that has already happened.
His words are plausible. The problem isn't that Shinji was a master, that the Mato family is a family of magi, or that the Einsborn family tenaciously pursues the Holy Grail. The important thing is what I'm going to do from now on. I'm going home. Please take care of that woman. I get up to leave the church. Saber is waiting for me outside. There's no more reason for me to stay here if the woman is alright.
Hold on, Miyashiro. I shall give you one piece of advice.
What? I told you I'm not listening to your endless rambling again.
I will be brief, but I deserve some compensation for being able to treat a woman so late at night.
Please put 1,000 or so yen in the donation jar, donation plate, whatever the fuck. All churches have that, and I'm sure this one's no exception. I can't object if he puts it like that. I reluctantly turn around to see that the priest is right behind me. That's a little bit creepy.
It is something I forgot to tell you. The Einsborn family has endured for 1,000 years in pursuit of their one wish. Yes, it is a serious matter now that I say it. It is natural for you to be overwhelmed.
This is why I don't like this guy. He accurately points out my doubts even when I haven't said anything. Shut up. Are you going to bring that up again?
No. I am telling you that there is nothing to be concerned about. There is no need to view this as anything special. This war is just a common thing.
So it's a common thing for spirits to be summoned to kill each other in a ritual, to summon a Holy Grail.
The Holy Grail is the materialization of our everyday life and people's happiness. There is no crime in participating. Everyone desires something and people fight for what they want. That is what defines life. It is something shared by all, even if the scale of those desires is different. There isn't a person in the world who does not try to make his wish come true. The outcome, of course, is another matter. People may live to make their dreams come true, but some of them die before they reach their goals. There is an order to things. An appropriate accumulation of effort is needed to make dreams come true. This is what people call life. The Holy Grail simply removes the need for that effort. It is merely a simplification of life. So there is nothing special about it. The Seven Masters are just trying to reduce the journey undertaken during their lifetimes via the shortcut called the Holy Grail. Everything else is the same. It is human nature to paint over others' wishes with your own. The Holy Grail War is no different from your life. Do as you please throughout this war and win.
He says cheerfully. There is no difference between a vulgar wish and a noble one. The quality of the wish is irrelevant. I just need to trample over the wishes of others. I don't know if it's sarcasm or not, but he is seriously saying even an incomplete master like me is worthy to fight. That's not like you. Why are you suddenly worrying about others?
Well, it is because our talk earlier was not helpful. I cannot call myself a priest if people coming to me because they are worried leave with even more doubts.
Man, I bet Tosca would say he makes a lousy priest to start with. Don't worry about that. Bye, you fake priest.
Yes, come again if you have not had enough.
I snort and walk to the exit. I leave the church for sure this time. Saber is waiting outside. I think it was like this earlier too. Saber waits for me in the cold winter night without complaining. A master and a servant might have this kind of relationship, but Saber is by my side because she's concerned for my safety. I believe I have to answer her with the best honesty I have. That woman's alright thanks to you, Saber. You do not need to thank me. It was you who tried to save her. I only abided by your decision. Her expression is very gentle. Oh, no, that's not true. You're the one who saved her. I wouldn't have made it in time by myself, and most of all, I think Saber let Mato Zoken go to save that woman. We would have ended the fighting if we stopped that old man there. She definitely would have died. Saber took that into consideration and let him go. What is it, Shiro?
It seems you are smiling for no reason at all. Huh? Oh, I have a reason. I'm glad you're the person I thought you were. Thank you, Saber, for going along with my unreasonable plan. What are you saying? I do not think your plan is an unreasonable one. Really? You said I was too lenient and too optimistic. You look like you might not go along with the plan when the time came. I never looked that way. I only told you that my own judgment would take priority if you were in danger. How could you doubt me, Shiro? That's right, how could you doubt your waifu? Saber frowns. I smile, since your expression is totally different now. Shiro, it seems I will need to teach you some manners one of these days. I will need to teach you how to be chivalrous. Yeah, please do if there's a chance. But Saber, let's end this war for now. Shiro? I didn't need the Holy Grail like you. Before, I just wanted to stop the fighting, and then give you the Holy Grail if we survived until the very end. I wondered if an amateur like me was appropriate for you. I see. Then what about now? Tonight, you experienced the battle you chose to start yourself. Have your thoughts changed? No, not at all. I'm still against the Holy Grail War. But I'll fight until the end for sure. I have no wish that I need the Holy Grail to grant. But I want to protect others, like a superhero. I don't think my wish is inferior. So I have to fight against the wishes of others, even if they are 500 or 1,000 years old. I see. That is understandable. Then I shall swear again. I will be your sword for as long as you are a worthy master. As long as you remain yourself, Shiro. I will never betray your trust. Oh. Yeah. I'll do my best, Saber. Her direct smile is embarrassing, so I look up. The winter's chill makes the starry sky more beautiful. I will never betray you. I look up at the night sky, a world apart from tonight's events. The girl that waited for me in this cold winter said that. Then I'll believe in myself, so that I can always be worthy of her trust, so that I will be able to look back on my actions without regret.